called off the wedding.
What?
And I didn't see it going away. Like, how am I supposed to, like, not have him around and not be with him? And I love him so much.
Hey guys, today we're talking the finale of Love is Blind Season 7.
That's right. It's all the weddings, all 2 of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey guys, but first I would actually like to say thank you for all of our new subscribers and of course our old subscribers. We love you guys and we had a lot of good conversations. We love chatting with y'all and say, hey, let's keep it up.
Yeah. And we're starting off with Marissa and Ramses.
Yeah, right where we left off.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of douchery going
And
on there.
apparently they saved this one for this episode because we would only have 2 couples out of the 5. So they got to throw these 2 in here to make some drama. Because let me tell you something, pretty boring episode otherwise.
Yeah, and that was literally like the first 10 minutes of the show, and then after that it was just all, boring.
Well, it was an hour and a half show. You could have just given us an hour.
An hour and
episode
20
instead
minutes,
of
and they
saying-
stretched it out. And you know why? Because they're supposed to have 5 couples. So they had to fill that time in with something.
And I'm surprised how they're letting people just drop like flies, like, hey guys, you're all supposed to wait until
why didn't they wait till the wedding to say
no,
their piece?
I mean, I will say, as much of a douche as freaking Ramses is, at least he didn't freaking stand her up at the wedding, make her, go through that. At least he told her beforehand.
Let's not give
Ramses
Ramses any credit for
I
that.
would have liked the drama. Netflix, you got to force these people to do this
And I'm not
at
trying
the
to give
wedding.
him credit, but, it's like, guy's a douchebag, period.
Yeah.
This
Credit
was
to Ramses.
I don't know how. No, I don't know how you guys took this whole conversation as men, but as a woman, like listening to
It's not
her,
you, it's me.
I felt so bad for her. I mean, she doesn't really love him. She loves the idea of him.
I've
she
said that for so long.
just wants to be loved.
Yeah. How many times
But
have I
it
said she's
hurts.
forcing this? I said she's forcing this.
It hurts
it's
so
not there.
bad. You
Oh,
could.
yeah.
She dropped to the floor, and then he tried to console. Get the hell away from me!
she's
Well,
hugging-
here's
he's
the
hugging
interesting thing. He's worried about hurting her. So to avoid that,
He's
hurts
gonna hurt her.
So-
Well, the other thing that's confusing to me is that, a couple episodes ago when she's sick, she's tired and run down, like she's the commute and her period and all that stuff. And she wasn't into sexy time. And he's like, look, this is going to be a problem. Like, I need stuff from you, And now all of a sudden in this conversation, she's too much for him.
Yeah, that's right.
Like too much energy.
It
Your energy's
takes
too big.
more than love.
That's right. Love's not enough. I talked to my mom and I talked to my friends,
Cousin, I think,
or my
too.
cousins,
Yeah.
and it just ain't right. It ain't enough.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, people
Yeah,
are
it's
talking to
catnip.
people. Hannah's talking to
So-
people too.
but seriously, Marissa has just been trying to force this the whole time. It's never really been there. It
No.
really hasn't. You could tell from his, especially for his douchey ass. It just hasn't been there. She's been trying to force it, and that's it's been a problem.
Well, it's all about energies.
That's right.
Yeah,
All
their
about it.
energies don't blend.
And thongs,
They
'cause he
can't
likes-
live together with that kind of energy. It's
Yeah.
just too much.
He-
But yet, here's the problem with him. He wants what he wants when he wants it.
Exactly.
And he has no regard to what his partner needs or wants at any given time.
And he was like, and you could tell he was wearing a sexy thong right there, the
I
whole
think
time.
that
So he
was
must have been
his
in the mood for it.
microphone, Billy. That was his microphone.
He's checking out the sexy
There was
thong,
that
were
line
you?
going down the crack
Yeah,
there, and
it
I
was
was
a
like, what the hell is this guy
microphone.
wearing, man? So,
But man, she
Boxers.
she
Yeah, I
fell
don't think it
to
was
the
boxers.
ground, and then she's just and then she calls her mom. And she's
oh
oh
dude.
my god!
She
And
just broke down.
she I've never seen someone on Love Is Blind cry so visceral.
And here's what I'll
She
say
was
about
crying
that.
hard.
Here's what I'll say
Crying
about
hard.
that. She brought it on herself. Like, dude, because
Don't-
again,
don't
yes, she
victim
did.
blame.
Again, no, she did. She was trying to force it this whole damn time. She was ignoring all the red flags, and she brought it on herself. And I feel bad for her. It sucks for her. But at the same time, it should have all been avoided. Like, that dude was never right for you.
And then they showed the ring on the floor.
Yeah,
Just,
they kept
that
doing that.
isolated
Yeah, kept wanting
ring
that,
on
yeah.
the floor.
So
And
this-
Ramses is like, ugh,
when he just sitting there like this, like,
Go
please
away.
go away, camera, so I can be done with this.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, she's crying, and he's like, I'm kind of in the mood for something. I wonder if I can get her.
She's
Right.
trying to
Like in the
convince him,
mood
though.
after
She's like, I
this.
think you're making a mistake. Oh, let me
Yeah.
reconsider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, this can't be it. This can't be it.
She's kind of in denial a little
Oh,
bit,
totally,
obviously,
yeah.
during this. So
I didn't like that for her that she was begging. Like
Mhm. Oh yeah.
I didn't like that for her, but like I can see it. Like and honestly, I think those short-term relationships, the fast fall in loves, are the hardest ones to get over, actually. For some reason, or I wouldn't say the hardest, but like they hurt the most in that moment.
I'm sure they do.
Because like if you're in a long-term relationship and that ends, there's usually steps that where that breaks
ending.
down.
Yeah.
And this, like she said, 2 days ago, they were picking out their song.
Well, this is different too, because
but
you're on a show that's doing things that you otherwise won't have. Yeah. This is a very unique situation. You're talking through the wall. They're paying for stuff. They're sending you on vacation. So it's kind of magical.
But also 2 days ago, she was telling him how, like, hey, I'm sick of doing this on my own. I need you to help me do the wedding planning stuff, right? So it's like, come on.
Well, that's not the energy he needed.
That's right.
No, I think she has to, like, take a moment and say, what does this guy bring to the table for this, really, when you really think about it?
Nothing at all. She, like I said, she was trying to force something that was never really there to begin with.
So, and our poll said 87. No on this. They called it a high number too, so they saw it coming.
Yep.
Where are we landing on the villain? Because I feel like he's etched. If Steven was at the top, I don't know. He's at the top.
Yeah, Ramses is getting up there.
Or Tyler, who is the biggest
I don't know if
villain?
He's going higher than Steven, but
or Tyler, even for that matter.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get on to, I guess they have these little celebrations, the Bachelor and Bachelorette party,
I tell you what, though, the Bachelorette party, I think it was the first time that I can remember that they didn't have strippers. There was like no strippers in this
Well, it was kind of
party.
lame. I mean, it was like a little private area that they hung out with, and they were...
It's not lame. That looked pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that area looked kind of cool, and I mean... If you have the right people there, it could be a lot of fun, I'm sure. So
it's like a little slumber party.
They're making necklaces or something.
And they had like the token gay guy there with them. He had all the girls and one gay dude there just hanging out, having a good party, man. So they were enjoying it.
They said something about men, and he's like, hey, wait a second.
That's right.
Yeah, and the guys got to go to a Wizards game. Now, I'm surprised I didn't really seek it out, but there should have been chatter of them two guys going to the Wizards game, right? That could have been very telling.
Yeah.
Because they played the chair game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they announced it. They said From Love Is Blind, so they did announce who it was.
So I'm surprised there wasn't leaked stuff saying, hey, wait a minute, these were the only two at the Wizards game.
Yeah, no
kidding.
Yeah, like especially all the people there that had their cell phones and stuff probably. I'm sure that's probably that wasn't leaked all over the place at the time. They said it was filmed in they said actually it was filmed like mid this year, so it wasn't that long ago that was all all this stuff was filmed. So
and now they kind of skipped through this. Like they don't. I mean, they probably could have showed more of this and brought more people in. Maybe add some more interesting conversations.
No, it was quick, man.
But they drag the weddings kind of out.
Oh, big time. Yeah.
And they're not very eventful.
No. Oh man, I'm watching social media after I watched this episode, and everybody's like, "Is this how everybody watches it?" And they just fast forward through the whole. And they're like, everyone watches it that way.
And I did. I fast forwarded through a lot of the wedding crap, man. I was watching it, like this is boring as shit, and I had to skip forward a little bit.
You're reviewing it, Billy. So, you got to watch it.
No, I couldn't. I could not do it on this one. They focused on that so much on this one because there's only two couples. I was like, I can't watch all this.
But this is a wedding. They're coming down the aisle.
And at this point, they're all four of them are going to say yes. And it was like, this is just boring as shit.
I watched it. However, I did watch it at 1.5 speed. So they were talking real fast.
Maybe that's what I should have done. I should have just sped it up.
Well, Ashley's looking fine.
Yeah.
And Tyler's looking... like a liar. I don't know.
Dude, not only that, but what is the deal with freaking high waters and dudes these days in dress clothes, man? Dudes, when he's wearing his high waters, like no socks. I'm like, what the hell is up with that?
That's the style, man.
What do they call him last time? What did Taylor call him? You can call him
ankle cleavage.
Ankle cleavage. Yeah, there you go.
The tail, it was like, cleavage. Shit's called high waters, and it looks stupid.
He writes, I mean, I don't know if they're high waters, but there's no sock. But he writes her some kind of note. She doesn't even read it. It looks very short and sweet, like I love you or something. I don't even know, but... We don't get anything.
Well, it said like with love from Tyler or whatever. And I think it was for the flowers because the flowers are right there by us. I think it's really all it was.
That would have been awesome if it was been like, oh, by the way, I have 3 kids.
Yeah,
like, in the note.
And his boys like ask him like, what are you going to do afterwards? And he's like, I'm going to have the babies. What is with this guy and kids and stuff? And
like, you already got 3, bro. How about you claim them?
Yeah.
And none of them mention anything like that. I'm sure maybe they would have cleaned it up in editing. I don't know, but
they probably told him ahead of time, don't mention the kids. At least Tyler probably told him that.
Why did Netflix not force the issue?
I don't know, dude. It was messed up. And now, of course,
was he able to hide the issue? Like, because he scrubbed his social media clean apparently the day he left.
And I'll tell you this, I felt so bad for Ashley, and now I really don't anymore. And here's why. Because I've seen so much stuff online now, and she's coming out saying, hey, you people shouldn't believe like the unsubstantiated stuff, that might not be true. And it's like, unsubstantiated? Like, we've seen all the damn videos. We've seen all the pictures. It's all substantiated. Like, this dude is a freaking dirtbag who basically disowned his kids for the past year, to go on his show.
There's 3 stories to him parenting these kids. There's the mother, there's
the
her
truth,
ex-wife.
The lie, and...
Well, there's the mother, there's the ex-wife, and there's his, right? The problem is, at least for as far as we know, he hasn't really told the truth from what we know, because he literally did say when she said, "Do you think they know what you look like?"
I don't
We've
think so.
seen pictures of them together, so obviously they know who he is, and he's been an active part. Whether he is now and not, maybe he's just kids weren't for him.
Yeah, right.
He's like, I did the kid
It's not
thing.
for him. This guy talks about it all the time.
Not those kids, though.
He tried those kids. I was like, you know what?
It wasn't working for him. So he just scrubbed his social media. He just and he's in denial. Maybe he didn't know he had them.
But with you, Ashley, it's going to work. The kids are going to be good with you.
And I think that'd be fine if he had like an agreement with the mother, like, look, he's just a donor or whatever. But that
ain't the case, evidently.
That ain't it, right?
I saw her videos.
That's not what she says either.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. There's three different stories as far as between these three parties. So
she was like, he was complete active. She's like, he was very active in their lives. She's like, up until the day he left for the show. Since he left for the show, she's like, he hadn't seen her talk to those kids in a year. I was like, wow.
It's just clear that at least what's been shown to us as far as the conversations he's had with her and that comment about they wouldn't know what he looks like, he's lying to her on some level.
Oh, yeah.
So when did he come clean about it? Because clearly she knows about it now.
Yeah. Does she? Because she keeps saying it's unsubstantiated claims. And it's like...
I don't know.
I just have a hard time watching this guy in this wedding knowing he hasn't told her everything.
Well, her dad told her there'll be dark days. There'll be bad weather, and you got to weather the storm.
That's right.
Yeah, and that was kind of cool
weathering
that
the storm.
Her dad tried to get... there's some issues between, I guess, her and her dad, but,
and her mom.
He's trying to give her good advice and lessons learned, I suppose.
I just hate that, this is a marriage based on a lie. And that's not just... It's not something you can really get past. That's such a big part.
But what if once she finds out she's in a happy marriage?
Right. And maybe they are in a very happy marriage, and maybe that's why she's just wanting to turn a blind eye to all that crap. But in reality, it's like, so what happens if you two get divorced? You think maybe he's just going to freaking disown your kids at that point and move on to some other chick and start again? Who knows?
She said she's very trusting. She's 180%, but he says he's 100%. So is there an 80% difference? He's lying, or what's going on here?
That's why she's still with him.
180%.
That extra 80 gave him the boost.
Yeah, that's right.
How do these numbers work? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know how.
Well, they're not the math people, Josh. That's Taylor and
that's true.
If he's willing, he's the numbers guy.
Right.
If he's willing to lie about this or keep such a big thing from you, what else is he keeping from you?
No doubt.
And what else will he keep from you in the future? Because he's clearly capable of it.
And if he's willing to do that to these kids, what's to say he's not willing to do it to kids he has with you? So it's it's insane.
Well, we finally see his mom comes there. That's the first time we've seen her. And he's very emotional. And it's a big day, you know what I mean?
I literally watched every scene. I was waiting for the friend to bring it up or the mom to bring it up or I was waiting for it to come up.
Yeah, and she says that thing about his face and unless I see his face and I think he's up to no good or something so I'm like, oh man, is this
what's his face look like when he's no good?
A prelude to something, is she hinting at something here? But it never comes.
No.
Yeah, it never comes.
Very disappointing.
And that's what I was like, that'll save this episode if that comes out and then we'll see what happens here.
I got you.
I would love if it'd be a different story if he told her and she forgave him for that, then it's like, hey, that's her prerogative.
Right.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
If that conversation happened and we didn't see it, it's still all these little side conversations when she says when we'll have kids, you would think that would kind of come up at that point in time. So maybe give her the benefit of the doubt, I guess. Maybe he did tell her at some point in time, but it's weird that they would edit all that out.
Right. No, he didn't never tell her. He did not tell her.
But
I don't know why they edited it out because it would add to maybe a sense of interest or something.
Well, maybe there was issues with the kids and the rights to having the kids I don't know.
No, he's a freaking douchebag. The guy's just an asshole.
He's a liar because he said they don't know what he looks like. But anyway,
you're trying to make shit out of it.
No. What's funny though is I was watching this on my lunch break, and one of my coworkers, actually, she doesn't like watching the show, but she likes watching these recaps, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll just watch whatever you say about it." But she was happy they were watching the weddings, whatever, and then she knows that she's like, "This is the religious couple, right? They pray together or whatever," and she's like, "They haven't had sex yet." They were waiting for the wedding. They were waiting for the marriage. Because I kept thinking...
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Well, that's what they've been saying. So my concern was, I'm like, okay, if he tells her, after she says I do, he's got her hooked, and then he breaks the news to her. Does he do that after that? Because she can get annulment at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
But if she consummates the marriage, then that's not as easy.
Yeah, you still get an annulment.
Yeah, I don't think the judge is like, did you sleep with each other? Okay.
Oh, no. That's too late.
Sealed the deal.
That's right.
I don't know much about annulment, apparently.
They didn't get married in a Catholic church. This isn't like Catholic situation
all right,
here. So.
All right. But I would also hate for her to sleep with him. Yeah. And then like be like, oh.
Well, that's what Ramses did, you know.
Right, exactly.
So I've already had the goods, so I'm out.
Several times, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no kidding.
But, her dad walks her to her mother, and then her mother gives her away. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
So, and of course, they say yes. And the viewer says 60%, 62% no on this, and they're wrong.
This is the first time reviews have been wrong.
Yeah. Well, they're normally on the money, but not this time.
The issue is we know so much more than what we think they know. So, like...
Yeah, and I guess the audience is probably expecting she would find out.
Exactly, and that's exactly it. That's the reason the audience was wrong here, because we were hoping she would find out. I think everybody was hoping she was going to find out, right? And it didn't happen, so...
Yeah, so they jump the broom, and the show jumps the shark by not telling her, and
that's right.
and having these couples not go to the altar to begin with.
Well, this will be an interesting conversation at the reunion. Yeah. If they ask the right questions. Let's hope they ask the right questions.
They have to get into this.
They better.
They have to get into
it. It will be interesting to see the clarifications that we get and how true that sounds. What his version of the story is. Yeah. And what Ashley clearly has bought.
Right. Oh, she's clearly.
They might even bring like the other woman on. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe a little video. Yeah.
There you go.
But we get to Taylor and Garrett.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And her dad's hanging out with him initially, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know where his dad was at the time, but
they weren't there yet.
Yeah, they weren't.
They were casually late.
That was nice that they had that moment.
Well, we never got to see his family at all the whole time, did we?
Yeah, we got to see him.
Oh, that's right.
You didn't watch this part, did you?
No, I did. Yeah, because that's when his mom was like, still almost trying to convince him, like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
But then she's like, "I'm not trying to convince you out of this."
And the parents said we're comfortable with yours. They didn't say we're excited. We said they said they're comfortable.
I don't know what their discomfort is. I don't know
because it's so soon. Yeah, that's what their discomfort is.
Is it the soon,
I think
or
it's
is it
and
that
the San Diego thing?
And the San Diego thing, right? But I mean, but then it's funny because then they're talking and like, well, your mom's a spontaneous one. She's like, yeah, I am spontaneous. It's like, well, you're just giving him shit for being spontaneous.
Right.
So yeah.
And then Garrett's family does arrive, and I don't know what happens because I think I fell asleep or something like that. But, it was very typical, very boring. Like even the vows on both these are pretty typical.
Well, Taylor had her freaking notebook that her girl gave her, and
it was like a binder, man. I was like, geez.
She's like, look, it even says notes on it.
But I did think it was funny that, or cute, I guess, that both their parents were married on the 13th.
That was crazy, right?
That
was really
on
cool.
the 13th.
And the funny thing is, I don't think Taylor and freaking and him knew that about each other's parents, right? I was like, that
would have made it that much more special. But.
Yeah, that was cool.
So yeah, it really was. And the viewer said 86% chance. So
100%.
Yeah, 100%. That's 86. Wow, I thought it'd be higher than that.
That's still pretty high, but
it is high, but
it's pretty uneventful. Like it goes as planned.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very...
Now, will these two be together come reunion?
Yeah, they will be.
What about Ashley?
I don't know if they live in San Diego yet.
Now, Ashley and Tyler, I would say I hope not, but everything we've seen on social media right now says they probably still are together. So
yeah. Although, I take it back, I do think they live in San Diego now. Looking at his little glow up, that's the wife effect and maybe the California effect.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. The wavy hair and shit he's got and everything.
So maybe.
Yeah,
so what do we think of the season?
Right, but the season? Nah. It seems like each season just gets a little worse and worse now, I think, man. And we're just like so far away from the first season at this point. And I'm just like...
They need to do something to spruce it up. And I think one easy thing they could do is go to a different honeymoon spot or whatever you want to call it, vacation spot. Like take them to Japan or do something different.
Yeah, that'd be
kind of cool.
It was
Greece, yeah. I mean, but like you said, Japan would be cool. Take them to Tokyo or something. Take them hell anywhere.
Maybe we need like older version or something. Try something like that out. I don't know.
Like the golden,
or maybe like everyone is on
the divorce.
Everyone's on their second marriage or something. Do something different at this point. They haven't really experimented with switching up besides the the foreign ones.
Yeah, I also think they need to do a better job, and maybe Chelsea, who's from like 2-3 seasons ago,
Yeah,
who's
Chelsea
supposed to be
and
helping with
Kwame.
casting.
Yeah.
I don't like that they seek these people out based on their social media a lot of the time. So,
Mhm.
some of these people make it on here not because they've applied to be on here, but because like production has reached
them
out
up,
to them
yeah.
and says like, "Hey, you're casting."
And
or
that's
whatever.
how I feel about Nick and Hannah. I
Yeah,
feel
'cause
like they're
Nick-
just
Yeah.
like advertising.
Nick said
themselves
they
more
reached
than
out to him.
Yep.
Nick's like, I didn't sign up for this shit. They
Wow.
reached out to me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't think that produces a good result, clearly. And,
Right.
and like he kind of came across a little bit as fake to me. Maybe that explains why. I didn't even know.
He's had himself
Mhm.
a little glow up too. I'm just saying, there's a lot of chatter on the social media about how people are digging some Nick.
Yeah, I mean, he came off really well, and I think he sold himself very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I think he grew. I mean, from where he started in the show to where he ended, I think he grew on a lot of people big
Well,
time.
thanks to Hannah, she made him a man.
That's right. That's right. She turned him into a boy and turned him into a man.
yeah, and I mean, he brought something to the show. At least kept it interesting. I'll
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, no
so,
doubt.
and the show needed something like that, and that's why I wish he would have made it to the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that lecture at the altar would have been like, painful to watch.
In front of the whole family.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I just can't
Oh,
hear you.
yeah.
You didn't even know how to walk down
your,
this
your
aisle.
mom and dad there. Your mom and dad sitting right there, still paying your damn bills. And,
Did they need to hold your hand to go to the
right.
bathroom?
yeah, I don't know why they didn't hold him to that
Did
this time. So
yeah, did they dress
I
you
don't
in your
know.
suit today?
I mean, in the UK, he had his brother walk him down. I'm sure that was a big moment. He said no, so they made him go through that rigmarole.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, because there's been a lot of like legal talk, about, we talked about earlier on in the season, they were eating all the time because I guess there was some lawsuit brought out that they were not fed or
Getting
just
too
fed
much
a bunch
alcohol.
of alcohol or
Yeah.
whatever. So like maybe there's something to the mental health of being forced to stay there that they're like, okay, if it's gonna disturb your mental health and you need to get out, you can get out.
Yeah, hopefully the reunion is more exciting than this.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out
Yeah.
next week.
Because, I mean, I'm fine with the weddings the way they went down, but, like, they could have shortened it for me.
Oh,
I didn't
totally.
need an hour and a
Dude, they
half.
could have
of
cut
all
it
that.
about half an hour off that.
Yeah,
freaking
they
episode.
could have shortened a lot.
Well, that's the thing too. Like
just don't-
most seasons, you'll have episodes that are like 45 minutes, some that are an hour. This season, every episode was an hour and 10 minutes or longer. I mean, it was just long episodes this season for a lot of mediocre stuff for a lot of time.
A lot of filler
So,
in
yeah, a
there,
lot of
yeah.
filler. I was like,
Yeah.
Well,
We just didn't need it, man.
congratulations to Garrett and Taylor.
That's right.
I wish I could give Ashley and Tyler congrats, but I don't know.
yeah,
It just
not
doesn't
gonna do
feel
it.
right.
Not gonna do
Yeah.
it.
It just doesn't feel right for
Oh,
some
man.
reason. So
But, well,
Yeah.
there you have it, folks. That is wow, another season down. I mean, we'll get the reunion next week. I'm definitely looking forward to that. We might do a live show next week, huh? For the reunion. We'll see.
Yeah.
But we'll keep you guys updated on that. And hey, as always, we love doing this. Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you again to all of our subscribers. Please chat us up, and we'll see you guys at our next review.
Yeah.
and we appreciate all you noobs.
All you noobs. All you noobs.
Billy, you got to say this, okay? Yeah, and we appreciate all you new and, of course, the subscribers that have
Absolutely.
been around for the while. Been around. I'm doing this whole fucking
You and the new have been around.
You say this stuff.
But you newbies.
Noobs. Appreciate
Thanks.
all you noobs. all you noobs to the channel. Get to subscribing, liking, and
Oh,
commenting.
man.
Oh, man.
Hey guys, today we're talking the finale. Today we're talking the finale.
He wouldn't restart that for us.
I grew up in a middle-income family.
Public school.
Got my hat on backwards.